Greetings, Light Tribe. Janine Palmer here. Silver Moon for little videos for harmony, energy healing. Hopefully today I can remember to turn my video off when I'm done. I want to do this one today about bullying. I did a little meme today on my page about the fact that when I was in high school and junior high school, I never experienced bullying there to the degree that I do here through Facebook. And one woman came on and said she'd been experiencing the same thing. She said that it was daily, like being harassed daily to where she had to get off it for a while because it just really begins to drag you down. And there's a lot of that out there in the world, and they're using this as a vehicle. We can use this as a vehicle for good or for darkness or whatever you want to call it. Talk about darkness in a minute, but and that she just had to block and move on with it. We too have to block that out of our space, no matter how it's perceived by anyone else. It's self-care. And so bullying, no one's really quite figured that out yet, have they? Like what that is. Do people need attention? Are they so suffering so much on some level, known or unknown, seen or unseen, communicated or uncommunicated, that they act out in these ways to get attention, covertly or out in the open? And then sometimes they sit back behind the scenes and they do little things and they watch it happen, and maybe they take some kind of a sinister, sick satisfaction from that. I don't really know. Because some people will, they're active behind the scenes. Some people talk about things in life, what they experience, what they learn, what they observe. And again, there's people who judge and put down, which is an ego because it wants to feel superior, as we've said I don't know how many hundreds of times. So some people are behind the scenes planting seeds of shit, little shit balls, that they're planting little seeds and shit bombs because they feel wounded. Now, they might have done something to push someone away and they didn't mean to, and they don't know why they were pushed away. So they're going to retaliate underhandedly, covertly, and they're going to plant these little piss balls all over the place of partial truths or untruths, and then they pull in the weak people who also have a similar vibe and maybe get them to believe it, and then those people go out and they're the minions. They're like the little army, and then the drama starts to unfold and the comments start to come out on the post, and then someone behind the scenes are they feeding off of that? Feeding off the fumes of the shitballs. That mustn't be very pleasant, must it? I mean, I wouldn't think that would be very pleasant. So sometimes we bully because we're defending something. We're defending someone, even though we don't have all the facts. Or we're defending an ideology or an idea of our collective egoic group. Okay, because we don't want anybody else to have the right to their own thoughts and feelings, or we don't want anybody else to be right if it's different than what we think is right. Therefore, we think that gives us a license to be a bully. Some of us. What is bullying? It has to come from lack, and it has to come from woundedness. And I think it also comes from things that are passed down ancestrally, ancestral wounds, things that are unhealed. And some people that have this, they don't know it. And some people are resistant to the fact that maybe any healing is needed there. There are people that take satisfaction out of doing devious things, underhanded, behind the scenes, using other people. They have an agenda. And maybe they think we don't see it. But the thing is, sometimes we do see it. And we have an awareness of it, and we have to step away from it because there were parts of them that appear to be sincere that we embrace. And when their wounds come out to wound us and we have to pull away, it isn't because we didn't care about them. And even after they have hurt us big time, maybe we still do care about them. But we can't be walking that path of the underhanded, devious, trying to put people down. Some people don't want to lower themselves to that vibrational level. Okay, so this is all for the learning. And I sincerely hope and send good energy for the people who need it, that they can reflect and find their healing. And isn't it interesting if maybe if this is a thing, and I think it is from experience, let's say that we're guided to allow certain people in on our path, we recognize them, and then shit hits the fan and you say, whoa, I'm not putting up with that. I'm not a babysitter. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not going to respond to that. I'm not going to be drawn into that, whatever. And then we have this shit storms of reactions. And maybe our angels and guides are like, well, let her go through it or let him go through it because they'll do something good with it. So the lady that I said had similar experience on Facebook, just one of the comments, there were many feedback comments on there about people who get it. And she said, thank you for doing these posts. Like, thank you for talking about this, okay? That we go through these, number one, to learn, to have awareness of things, to learn to heal, to learn to rise above, to learn to detach, whatever it is we're supposed to learn. And then what are we going to do with it? So like, instead of feeling like, okay, I just recognize that these people are in a bad place and they're doing bad things and I have to let it go. Yeah, you can do that and should do that. But what else can you do? Maybe you can write about it and maybe that'll help somebody. Maybe you can do little videos about it. Maybe that'll help somebody. Maybe you can just be a listening ear for someone, to try to tell them your understanding of it. You know, and like I say, everything is limited understanding, limited perspective to date until we learn more. And there's a face that we present. Even they say, you know, with astrology, our rising sign is kind of what we present. And then when people get to know us, they know the more real parts of us. But there are masks that people present. Like people want, we want people to like us. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved. And some people don't accept you for reasons that have nothing to do with you. If people are jealous of you or judgy of you, it isn't really about you. That's about them. But we don't realize it because we think, well, what did I do? I didn't do anything to that person. No, it's about them. And the sooner we realize this, the sooner we can heal from what appears to be something hurtful. So, but masks, I often talk about masks, is that sometimes we show to the world, okay, you know, here's the nice post, here's the wisdom, here's the love, and it's there. And then sometimes we know certain people on deeper levels, and you start to see that woundedness come out. You start to see that other part of them, and or people will use things against you because they know your wounds and weaknesses, and they will take those and tweak those or try to twist them and use them against you. And I've experienced that more than once, even by the same person. So it gets tricky. But that's when the masks slip, and you see the other aspects. There's deeper aspects, like maybe some people don't trust, or maybe some people have too many walls, or maybe some people don't want to communicate, or maybe some people are afraid of tornadoes, or, you know, everybody has their things that will come out that you don't know why they're there, but there's something that's there that's kind of in the way or whatever. But I'm just talking about these masks that some people don't see behind the masks. So they don't know what that person might be doing to someone else. And they think they are just the most wonderful person on the planet. And they have those aspects. So sometimes we get close enough to someone that we begin to see behind the mask, to the wounds that need to be healed. That's what it is. It's not like, oh, that guy's a jerk. You don't just label someone. It's wounds that need to be healed. But we don't have to allow those wounds to come into our space like spears and darts and arrows and knives and swords and poisonous darts and venom that they are flinging. Shit balls and piss balls is the little seeds they plant. Okay, and then they feed off of the effects. So how are you going to let that affect you or enter your space or not? When people are sincere, when they're honest, when they're open, when they're straight up, and if they say, you know what, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. That's truth. That is higher vibration. They might not always be able to stay there, but that is honorable. And there are many who either will not see, on some level they probably do know what they're doing, but they do not want to admit it, and they do not want it seen or known by others. Those are the ones that need a lot deeper healing, and I do hope that they find it. And they come along our path for a reason, and we come along their path for a reason. When we can honor people, this entire planet can heal. Peace.